That's cute. Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're going to be taking a look at ILLIT's newest track, Lucky Girl Syndrome. The dance practice just got released, and so that is my time to come in and see what it's all about. We're going to look at the dance practice and the music video and then take an analysis on it, just like I did with their track Magnetic. I enjoyed that one and I also learned it, so I had a lot of fun figuring this little part out. It was fun, a vibe. Let's go ahead and check this one out. Like that. I like her shorts. My girl over on stage left, it's navy. I think it's a different textile in the back. It's cute. Got the platform shoes coming in hot. It's always impressive when I see people dance in those. Nice. That's cute. That's a really cute ending, actually. Keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping. That was fun. Okay, cool. I mean, we got the music video right over here on this window. So let's go ahead. I gotta get my, there we go, closed captions on, see what the wordplay's about. Here we go. A Ouija board in the middle of the freaking video? Why? I don't think saying? Ouija boards are like a fun Sunday afternoon. I got the right playlist, the weather's perfect. Let's play with the Ouija board. Not the top 50 things I would want to do with my time. Does it feel like it has like a pretty abrupt ending? I mean, possibly. It is a very short track in comparison to a lot of, it could just be the trend of tracks nowadays, is that it doesn't have a bridge or anything. I did hear that's kind of a thing, but let's go ahead and go back to the dance practice here. There is some overlap, a lot of how they're hitting in there, a lot of the transitions or movements, especially in the chorus. A lot of hip sways, a lot of that kind of groove initiated, as well as some of the syncopated choices. This one feels, this one could be a bit more full energy, but not extensively. I would say it doesn't have as much complexity and like it doesn't have a gimmick like this in it. It's just more like on brand with what they've been going for so far. I mean, this is the only second track on their discography, and you know, this is pretty quick going from one to another. I mean, do most groups do two, I guess like around 2 promotions, or some just only do 1. I don't know. I know some groups are doing 4. 17, I'm looking at you. Goodness gracious. They got a lot coming down the pipeline. ATEEZ does something every month, it looks like, too. So I think each group goes about it a little differently. Anyway, I digress. From here, ILLIT, from the top. Notice their hands. Lots of space in between them as they set it up. Very intentional with their elbows as well. I appreciate that. Love that. Great job so far. The subtlety. You take it, notice that they start really sharp and then they create a nice smoothness, and then they use it to whip them around to a new spot where they actually just do it in a rotation to go nice formation choice, make a little M formation. Notice it, does a little percussion moment. Everybody reciprocates that physically. Then we all melt, making their own choice. Notice that they're accenting from the knees to make it more of a moment and fluid at the top, but it's still syncopated. Well, not really syncopated, I would say. I think that's a bit out of place. I would say it's just, it's a nice little interruption, but you still have a flow maintained in the upper part, so it's still nice to still be captivated by that, but there's some sort of accent that's taking place, which is what that is. Right here on the playlist, I like that choice right there. She takes it around. Nice little baby Ranajam. Little picture. Everybody does a nice little speed changes once again. And you have about half of them go down, half stay up, and then vice versa. Lucky. And then the number 7 is considered a lucky number, right? So nice. So you have a little crab step variation, bringing it through. I like that. Fun way to do a transition. I like hearing their feet on this too. I just think it's enjoyable to hear that. Nice, the subtlety right there is cute. Takes a nice, I think I forgot what she's actually saying there, but I do think it's more of a wordplay on her back, I think, in that moment. Then you have bringing it through, and then we have a little tap. This does remind me of, who has this Omomo? They have the little 7 situation on theirs from To Us. Is it To Us? Omomo. I think so. It's somebody. I think, yeah, that's who we're gonna go with. I'm locking that in. They have like they use a lot of these little 7s too in theirs. Da-da. I like the little twinkle from the pinky down to the thumbs. Branch it up. Nice little clap there. Little trot. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Notice that they're taking the leg, they're placing it in front, they pick up the back leg, and then they rebound it, which is a nice choice. I like the subtlety from our group of 2 over here on stage left, sitting in the hips, and then you have a really nice choice. There's more energy showcasing on stage right, which is why you naturally want to look over, and then she's the only one that's really facing front, being framed in. Everybody else is complementing it, which I think is kind of cool. I also like the fact that we have color overlap, like we have the red, the blues, like a jean color, and it's just neutrals, which I like. It's cool. Bring it through, da 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 da, like that choice, and we branch it in, dee 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 dee. And I also had an interesting thought with my dancer right here. She is wearing platforms, and I kind of feel like she may be the same one that wore platforms last time. I wonder if she does that in order to be some sort of like in height range with everybody else. I don't quite know, because if you think about it, if she didn't have these platforms on, she would be shorter, about like right here. well, no, that's aggressive. I would say probably about right there in height. So I wonder if that's to actually help with equality in height. I don't know. But that's just an interesting thought. Bring it in. Nice little taps on that. It's cute. And they take it in there. Like kind of pop it like a bubble. That's nice. And I like how they created a nice frame with her as they accented her, and she does it in the center. It's fun. I like the subtleties here, and then they build up with the torso. Really nice. I like how she twinkles it. Not twinkles, but she rotates it in. It's fun. A little snap there. Notice that when they snap, there's an extra sharpness at the tail end of it, which makes it really punctuate on that snap sound of the music. Cool. Bring it in. That mwah. We're here. Kill it. Like this part, all this kind of brushing motion reminds me of magnetic, so that it does feel some sort of overlap here. And then we're building up the energy in the chorus. Hitting it through that dun 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 dun. That feels familiar to me. I don't know why it does. It could be from something I've looked at recently. Not sure. But this move right here, they did a pretty good job. Maybe it was in magnetic, but just not a focal point move. But it's something that I just remember. I don't know. But they take it through DDD, and then they make it nice and subtle. So a little speed change there. Then they take it through. Notice the shoulders, what really helps accent that and make that a moment. Instead of just relying upon the body, they're letting the shoulder create a fun frame with it too. Hitting it through a bar brush. Nice little brush action there too. Like they take it through. Da 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 da. Nice to reset it in the front. Da da love love love. And brush it through, which is really nice. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. And they take it like they're about to hit. Which reminds me of the pinata moment in the music video, right? So I like that. They hit it through. Really good way to feature your center. Little pulse. It goes lucky. Then I like that choice. Lucky girl. Nice little accent. Once again, it's different than what we've seen already with kind of sitting in the hip sharply. But there, it feels just more like a little playful wordplay moment. Like, you know, it's cute. Nice little accent, little brush of the foot. And then girl. They brush it over the lips. There's a little selka, so I'm assuming like we're taking a photo. Everyone looks like they're taking a different photo in a different way. She's, you know, pretending, I guess, getting a photo. And they're sitting in a nice little reverb moment. It does feel more rebound than reverb. Reverb goes from a loud movement to a soft, like a quiet movement. Here, it feels like they kind of reset it, which reminds me of more of a rebound, so it's just more full, which works. Like they take it once again. They let their shoulder guide them in a lot of the grooves and transition choices. That's just kind of an overlap I've seen between the two tracks. Could be because it just feels more cute, right? Like cute in nature and posture. And so that's what my assumption is, because the type of track does carry a similar like Aegyo vibe, but not like true Aegyo. It just gives off like that type of genre, but not so like, it's not like Oh My Girl or G-Friend cute. It doesn't like feel that nostalgic degree of genre, but it feels like the new generation equivalents of it, where it's like a spunky cute, I guess, is kind of how I would word it. Maybe, I don't know. It's interesting to look at. She takes it through D. Nice little party moment from all of them there. Little pop and pulse and a pulse. So they're just switching their feet, switching their bevel on that. Nice. Good. Little ball change. Bringing it through, ding, 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 ding. Notice that they're changing their feet, or they're switching it through. And then I like right there is very clean with the switch on the feet, the pulse on that. Not really, it's not a pulse, oh my gosh. But they're just doing it's ball change, essentially. Then she brings it back in. So there's a lot of like subtlety on the wordplay. They could very easily, honestly, dive into a little sign language on this if they wanted to, because they do a lot of like hand finger isms. I just think it's that this is a really fun opportunity to do that, but I don't think they need to. It would be an interesting option for them to explore. But I do know there is a K-pop group out there called Big Ocean that is a sign language, like that is the niche of what they do because of the members, and what makes them incredible is they all have hearing impairments and they are still living their dreams, and the company is really in making it an inclusive environment for them to be able to pursue that successfully. So like I'm just coming off of like really seeing a group like that, and then seeing a group like ILLIT who has a lot of these intricacies that makes it really fun, and fun gimmicks to do challenge wise, that I think would be really fun opportunities to explore, because I just think it's really cool to be inclusive, but also showcase really fun ways to be educational at the same time. But that's just my teacher brain. It doesn't really, this is more of a preference too. But anyway, from here, the subtlety, like the hashtag, that was cute. Love that little moment. They bring it here, and the little twinkle in, the subtlety there. And I like how with our feature, she's the only one that moved her head. Everybody else stayed nice and stoic, but did a really nice tension speed change with that body roll down. Allowed it to sit into that hip. Really fun. They take it and they'll brush, 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 brush. Love that choice too. And the brush too. Ah, pick it up. Look, shoulder. Helps with the transition. They also create an arch in the lower back as well. They go di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di. Notice that they're taking the heels and they're twisting them. It does feel like we're only twisting one of the heels, it actually looks like. Oh, so my center actually didn't twist her heels at all. Let me see what everybody else is doing. So in the second one, they actually twist. The first one, they didn't. Cool. No qualms there. I like the melt on that. And they pick it through. I like this little trot. Of course, spacing, I think. It's a dance practice, whatever. You know, who cares if the spacing's a little off in this regard. They're not, I mean, with Gen 5 groups, I don't know if any of them are deemed like known for synchronicity. I think all of them are clean so far, but they're all so young too. Like, I'm not talking about age, I'm talking about like the age of the group is so young that their first couple of tracks are going to be bangers in terms of cleanliness anyway. Whenever you see them in like 5 or 6 in is whenever you can really tell if a group's going to be known for synchronicity. They are very clean. They have some fun little moments. That's really very minor in the spacing discrepancies on this too, you know, nothing crazy. And the subtleties there, of course, you see some of the hips. Not everybody's making the same choice on their hips, but they are all making the same choice with the head. Twinkling it in, I like that. They're trying to be cute. It's fun. Also, I heard some people say that I don't know if it's a concept thing, but I'm assuming that they're older than their concept is making them out to be. Like, this does give a very like childlike, youthful vibe, but I don't think most of them are around the age of that, if that makes sense. Which, I mean, is fine. Out of the two, I would rather somebody be older that's doing a more younger concept than a dancer who's young doing a very mature concept. So I think it's like, that to me is my preference out of the two, but I do like it whenever we pursue concepts that match the artistic perspective. And I still am very intrigued on what's going to happen developmentally with ILLIT over the years, because right now we are pursuing a more, you know, youthful perspective. And so as they get older, are they going to still maintain this, or are they going to branch off to something different conceptually? That I don't know. What is their color as a group? That's something I'm not quite sure on, because right now it just kind of feels we're doing what works for the trend of the times, and it's just like a nice little niche within that. It doesn't quite feel like we have our own brand or identity quite yet. And for most Gen 5 groups, that's just going to take natural time with that, and that's okay. Like, most groups don't have that type of color, brand, or perspective until it's been a hot minute and a half, and I think that is absolutely fine, because you have a company that's like, okay, we have a group that's debuted and we want to make sure that they're successful, but also on the flip end of that, we want them to you know, showcase in a fun way and hold their own. So we can't ignore the fact that there is public opinion, trends of the times, and concepts that work for marketing that play into Gen 5 or like early with any group you look at. There's a particular niche or brand that they're going to try to do, because there's been many cases, especially in Gen 2, Gen 3, you notice that there's particular groups that had a particular niche of concept, but because it didn't work, they flipped the concept because it made more money, and it wasn't the group's choice, it was the company's choice. So that's why, for me, I'm not excluding hype from that. I feel like I'm just very intrigued on what these Gen 5 groups are that are pursuing a more youthful concept, how it's going to develop over the years. So intriguing. I like that swish, 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 and then they bring it, and I like how they take the angle of the head and make this a fun moment. It's just fun, you know? Dun, 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 dun. It's just syncopated. Da, 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 lucky, right there, writing the lyricism. They bring it through, and then subtlety. Where have I seen that from? Oh my gosh. I have seen that before. I just don't know who did it. I can't place it. Oh man. Anyway, is it going to bother me? Probably, but alas, we move on. It's fine. I'll probably find it in some place. That shake, shake, shake. Really nice, seeing that going from side to side. And then I like that dee, 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 dee. Notice they double it. Ding, 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 ding. I like the double up on that. Fun. Na, 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 na. Cool. Love. And right here you have a little check mark. And they take it, boom, boom, tap, tap, tap. Now that does remind me of the tap, tap, tap on this part that they do with the shoulder. It's just, it really feels like it's right on brand with whatever era they're hanging out in. It is right on brand with it, for sure. Lucky girl, Diddy, nice choice there. So there's a lot of that as well. Honestly, it does feel like we have the same choreographer or team of choreographers from the last one on this one. So that's why it also helps reiterate the whole brand that they have choreographically. Works with the trend of the track too. I like this. This is cute. Dun, 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 dun. Nice little party. She goes, what? Huh? Cute. Nice moment. I like the whistles. You have them all doing something slightly different. That's fun. I love a little rotation happening over on stage left, stage right. I love that they're hugging and trotting along. Then you have one of them in center doing a fun little TikTok inspired movement. Cool. It's just a little brush of the leg. Then they take it nice with the, what are they doing there? Notice that they take this nice little heel twist with the letting the head complement that, so it makes it feel much more than just a heel twist. It feels more full body involved. Love that choice. I love the little party moment. They go papa, and I like that they looked at each other. That was a fun moment. Nice little drag and the pull right there, using the chest and the head. A little snake action for a little pas de bourrée. Was that a pas de bourrée? Well, yeah, it's a nice little, you know, pas de bourrée. Maybe a little what's it called? A little pony action to help with that transition too. I like that little brush, fun, playful. I like the whistle in the back. They hit that bam, I like that. It was fun. This goes dee boom, na na. Oh my, yeah. Oh my girl, ding ding. Notice they double up. So that's kind of your underlying fingerprint throughout, is that they double up, dee and double up, dun 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 dun, double up. Like there's a lot of that where they do a groove and then they double it at the end to make it a little bit more spunky or a little bit more of an accent or a punctuation at the end of the phrase. So you see that in a lot of the choreo right there. You see it in the shakes. You see it in some of the other choices. Their transitions work that way. And so I don't mind it, and I like the fact it's all different. Like, that they're all, like, subtly different choices, but it's riding a particular kind of pattern in the rhythm of the choreo. I like it. The subtlety there, dropping it down, boom, da-da-da. Notice they keep the nice angle of the head on that part. Fun. That was fun. Ding, 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 bum, bum. And then they take it. They're hopping there. Hop, 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 boom. Picking it up. Similar to what they did earlier when they were hopping with both of their legs. Fun. And they take it. The swivel here, I am used to, now it's just could be a personal note for me, is I'm used to seeing people really let the chest on a groove like that be what causes the direction or causes the fullness of the move, not really the hands. So that's an interesting note. I don't quite know if that was just a choreographed choice or if how they were cleaning it, that's just what happened. I am used to seeing the chest go and then the hands complement, not the hands being the main point. Yeah. And they take it through and they go da na 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 na. Yeah, cool. Sit in the hip, rotate it around. I love that she pulls and they all go in opposition. I love that choice. Easy way to see our feature there and everybody else branching it down. It's complementary, but there's some levels represented, which I really like. Bringing it through. Cute moment there. They go on the floor. They said, I'm a mermaid now. They come up. And they're listening. I love this point. Ding, 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 ding. That's fun. I think that's probably one of my personal favorite things there. And that lucky girl, and then they're here, and they're tapping, they keep going, they're like, hi, and then that's technically the end, they just keep going, different choices. This is good for like an ending fairy, I think, but yeah, in general, out of the two, which one's my preference? I think I liked ILLIT's Magnetic, because that one had more, I think conceptually, it was something that I wasn't used to seeing as much, but now I had that to go off of, and now I'm looking at this one. I can see the correlation. I think there's fun to be had in both. Am I a personal fan of thinking that a Ouija board is a wonderful option for a music video about having fun and having a great day? I personally don't correlate Ouija boards with that. Normally, I think of it more as like when you have more cognitive dissonance involved in your tracks, more like horror movies, lullabies and horror movies, like that kind of stuff. Like when you think more like dark, then there's like this weird playful element that's involved in more of a darker track. That's what I'm used to seeing Ouija boards involved. So that's just that just felt so out of pocket out of everything. But that's just my personal vibe for it. It has nothing to do with the choreography. You don't see them reenacting it here, so it's not really to touch on. But I do like the correlation of a lot of the movements that you see from the first one, Magnetic, over into Lucky Girl Syndrome. I think once again, I just am so intrigued with this group specifically, how their sound and their concept is going to develop over time. Because I don't know if they're going to be a group that is known for this niche of concept long term. Because it's just, I don't know, it feels like such a hybrid. Like I said, it does remind me a lot of like a Gen 2, like the Gen 2 very playful fun, but that has like a spunky viral twist to it. I don't know. It's different. You know, but also, can people compare them to other groups? Most likely. But remember, I mean, I'm still technically in my first year of doing analysis on K-pop groups that are after Gen 2. So I'm still playing catch up in that sense of there's still probably a lot of Gen 4 groups that are still very active, and maybe some Gen 5s that are in this niche that I don't really have any kind of appropriate comparison to like I can with other groups. So over time, I'll get better at that. So maybe I can be better at giving feedback. But in general, I think they did a great job on the choreography, very clean as what we saw before. I'm excited to see if they're going to maintain that cleanliness and be known as a group that's for synchronicity. And if they're going to be known as like fun little gimmicks with their hands as well. I think that'll be really cool. So in general, this was a vibe. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more ILLIT or other Gen 5 groups, I have a lot of it on YouTube, but I do have some Gen 5 groups that have not been released publicly that are on Patreon right now. I'm trying to do my best that hopefully by the end of the year, we'll see how it goes, that I would have caught up on most of the Gen 5 groups that are active, regardless if they're from a big label or not. I really like to look at different groups regardless of how much influence their company has for the group, and just look and see what their discography's like, what their concept is and their artistry and what they have to offer. I think it's just really fun. And I look forward to continuing to do that with ILLIT as well as other groups that are in the Gen 5 scene. Once again, my name is Jess. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.